Yeah, yeah. We just chillin' and vibing. Good conversations with good people. Oh. Good conversations with good people. Yeah.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another Chilling Environment episode. Man, we got a voice that floats like a summer breeze and the lyrics that hit like a truth, man. She is a storyteller, a soul speaker, and an artist who's been making waves with her sound. From live shows to late night studio sessions, she's building her own lane brick by brick. And we're here for it. Ladies and gentlemen, vibe with us and welcome the one and only Rielle.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This is so cool.
How you doing, Miss Lady?
I'm doing well. How are the two of y'all?
Oh
Be
man, we
good.
doing all right. How we staying the South? We're glad to be seen, not viewed.
That's for sure. That's for
Yes,
sure.
yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. But let's go ahead and get started. The first moment you realized music wasn't just something you loved, but something you had to do.
I would say probably like the age of 4. I knew music was going to be heavily infiltrated into my life in some way, some form, whether that was me as an artist or as a writer or in the business somehow. I knew music was definitely going to be a part of my journey for sure. Because I started singing at age 4, classically trained from age 12 to 16, and then I got signs a year ago. So it's
That
been
was
a
so. That
journey.
was so. Respect, respect.
So, where you from?
So I'm from Westchester, New York, which is right above the Bronx. My family is from the Bronx, so I did spend a lot of time there growing up, and I did spend a lot of my days there. So, I went to school, did whatever I needed to do, and then would fly 10 minutes into the Bronx to see family, to go do whatever it was I needed to do. And it definitely influenced the culture. It definitely influenced how I am as a person. It definitely influenced what I'm able to say and how I'm able to convey my thoughts and feelings. So it's definitely influenced me a lot, for sure.
So I gotta ask, you from New York, Nicki or Cardi?
Oh man, what a question. See, I can't say either of them because if I say Cardi, the Barbs are gonna come after me. If I say, you know what I'm saying, Nicki, Cardi's fans are ruthless. They're just as ruthless. So I'm gonna be Switzerland. I'm gonna be neutral on that fact. But listen, Nicki has cemented her place in rap for the end of time. Cardi is, beginning her journey all over again with the second LP that's coming out in September. We're really excited to see what she's going to put out. But I definitely think both have so much to contribute. I think both are absolutely incredible female artists that are doing amazing representation for female rap. And I'm super excited for both of them.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm stuck between two, so it's kind of hard for real, for real.
It is a tough, tough battle. Listen, they're both incredible. Like, I hear you have these infectious lyrics by Cardi and you have these deep putting lyrics and depth by Nicki. It's a total different ball game. It's super interesting. I love watching them both. I think they're both incredible. And their fan bases, oh my goodness, their fan bases. I'm honestly in awe of them. I definitely am in awe of both of their fan bases. I think they're so loyal. They have such a drive. They have such a community around them. And that's something that I would love to build as an artist for myself. So I definitely can see why both of them, both fan bases just drive so hard.
Hmm.
Yeah, respect, respect. Man, your sound feels like a blend of soul, confident, and calm. How would you
Hmm.
describe the energy behind your music?
Well, first of all, thank you for that because those are definitely the elements that I want to convey within my own music. And so the fact that you were able to pick up on that means a lot. And so in terms of how I would describe my music, it would be something that's versatile. There's something for everybody. And that's what I want my music to be. It's just something for everybody, super versatile. If you're not like in one song, that's okay. There's probably a dozen other Rielle songs that are for you. So it's definitely, like I said, it's something for everybody. It's versatile. just to show off what I can do. And that's something that I'm super excited about.
Right, right. Yeah, Larry put me on to your music. At first it was like, who was Rielle? And then he was like, man, just listen to this one song. And then once I heard that one song, it went from, all right, now I gotta listen to everything. So
He went down the rabbit hole.
yeah, I had to listen to everything. Like, okay, that was up. Yes, ma'am.
Listen, super appreciative for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
just
ma'am.
grad you just graduated college. How did
I
you
did,
balance?
yeah.
Congrats. How did you balance going to school, being an artist?
It was hard. It was very, very difficult in the sense that what was really on my side was the timing. So I got signed at the end of my junior year. And so at the end of my junior year, I got signed. I had my summer break, which was 2 months of really, freedom to be able to do whatever I needed to do for Rielle and to build this project. And then from there, from September until May, it was just grinding. That was really what it was. I was doing 5 classes, 2 internships, and everything that is involved in this project. So it was definitely a lot. The good thing about it was that my label was super supportive of me. And that was probably the only reason that I was able to really be able to do it as effectively and as efficiently as I did. Because I was doing so much that my label was so supportive, they prioritized the fact that I would be in school this day, this day, this day, and we just tried to do everything else around it. And so it was hard. There were some nights that I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore, in terms of my degree. But I'm so happy I pushed through, and I'm so happy that I did receive my degree. So to any artist out there, you can do both. It is possible. It may not happen as quickly as you want it to, but if you want your degree and you want to be an artist and you want to pursue both, it is possible. And I'm living proof that it is possible.
That's what's up.
I'm surprised you didn't do the Kanye West route, the P. Diddy route, the college dropout, you know.
Listen, I did leave school for a period. You know what I'm saying? Not
Mhm.
because of this, but because it was just becoming too much. It was the middle of COVID, and I didn't feel like the environment that was regarding my degree was not conducive to me as a learner. The type of learner that I love to be in the classroom. I love to speak to the teacher directly. I'm not a fan of doing this whole virtual school. It just didn't feel like I was I'm paying for an education. I should be feeling like I am receiving the information and I'm able to get something really out of it. And so I didn't feel that way. And so I left, went to work, did whatever I needed to do, and then went right back into school and finished my degree. And it was definitely well worth it. Every penny was worth it.
Respect, respect. So what's your creative process like? Like, do the lyrics come first or the vibe?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I would say both. I'm one of those people, the way that I'm ambidextrous and I'm able to write with both my left and my right hand is the same way I'm able to make music, in the sense that sometimes the lyrics come first, sometimes the beat comes first. 9 times out of 10, the beat will come first. But, there are certain times that I'll hear a lyric or I'll see a phrase that I really like, and I'll kind of see that and I'm like, okay, whenever I see this lyric or when I'm reading this, what sentiment do I get? Do I feel joy? Do I feel somber? Do I feel mellow? Do I feel enraged? What do I feel? And based off of that emotion will be like the color palette of how I then pick a sound for what that phrase will entail. Sometimes it's the opposite, where you get a feeling from a beat and you write based off of that feeling. That's usually how it goes.
That's
That
what's
was up.
up.
That was up.
How did you collab with Jamaican producer Chris Burchill?
Virtual. Shout out to Virtual, man. Wherever you are, I love you so much. Virtual really came about through my label. So my label and Virtual have been very close for the past 20 or so years. The CEO of Natural Bridge Records, his name is Mark Pinnock. He is an absolutely amazing human being. I love him so desperately. Shout out to you, Chief. I call him Chief. I don't call him Mark unless I'm doing an interview. But Mark and Chris Birchall have been very close for the past 20 or so years, being in the industry together. And so basically, a session came about. We set up a session for him to come to New York and to produce a couple of songs. And we met. We clicked, and that was it. It was just, we just knew it was right. Sometimes you meet somebody and you just know it's right.
That was up. What one lesson that the industry has taught you that you'll never forget?
Ooh, what's one lesson that the industry has taught me that I will never forget? I think that change is good. Change is a blessing. I think that's something that, prior to being in the industry, definitely change was something that, I think as humans we all struggle with change. I think every human is, when you comfortable in your surroundings, having that consistent change is the only constant in life. And so being able to embrace that change is something that the industry has taught me to really embrace and to really, pour myself into and be excited about and get really pumped up about that change. So I think change is something that the industry has taught me to really embrace and, all those good things.
That
That's
was
what's
up.
up. Your song "Sail Away" on the remix, you got Busy Signal. How did that happen, man? You got a Jamaican legend.
I did get a Jamaican legend. I'm so grateful and so honored for that. Basically how Busy Signal came along was through Chris Birch. Chris Birch knows Busy, and so from that connection, he showed him the record. He really loved the record, wanted to be a part of it, and made a verse. Chris produced, finished it, mastered it, sent it back, and that was it. It was that simple. It was that quick. But, from there, we were able to meet in person, and us meeting, is was one of the craziest moments for sure. Just being able to be in his presence. He is such a humble and wonderful human being. He's so excited. It's like being around someone who loves music as deeply as you do. It's such a gratifying and validating feeling of being so like, oh my God, you love this thing as much as I love this thing. Let's do this thing together. And we just vibed, and it was chill and vibe. um,
Come on
we
now.
just vibed,
We did
and it was
that. We
great,
did that.
you know so we chilled and vibed. We was all in it, and it was really one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. He was genuinely like one of the coolest people ever. He really is. Like, as cool as you think he is, he's that cool in real life.
That's dope.
That was up. Respect, respect. Has music ever healed you through a moment you weren't sure you'd get through?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think music has this universality to it, and this, sort of, how do I say this? This sort of like thing within it that is so powerful and is so, you know, exciting just for everybody that listens to it, whether you're a fan of rap or heavy metal or, jazz or the blues, doesn't matter. It speaks to us in, certain ways. I would definitely say that it's definitely healed me through a lot of really hard moments for sure. And the thing that I love about music is I always relate music to people. And so memories of people and places and times of my life will be encapsulated in these records and in these songs. And so the fact that I'm able to look back, kind of like a time capsule of, oh my God, I was listening to this song with my friends and driving in the car going someplace. Or, you know what, this is the song that reminds me of, my ex-boyfriend and what we were able to do together, and the fact that I genuinely love this person, or this reminds me of my mom and the time that we're able to spend together. Like those little capsules of moments, that's what music does, and that's what music is supposed to do.
That's for damn sure. I
That's
got a lot of those.
I think we all do. If you don't,
oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm I don't know if you're doing it correctly if you don't. That's
Well, it's a lot of it's a lot of songs. I'm like, oh yeah, I see why I ain't like that girl.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. You're like, mhm. Yep.
Mm,
Yeah, I got one in my head that always stick with me, that K Camp song. It ain't nothing to cut that talk.
there
Yeah.
you go.
There you go. Yep.
But
But
Rielle, man, I know you are not just an R&B singer or a pop singer. I need to know who is your top five entertainer artists of all time, dead or alive.
It's so hard. That is so difficult. My top five favorite entertainers or artists of all time. I would definitely say Elton John is the first. I've put him on every list that I've ever had. So him for sure. I would
Female.
say Elton John. Yes, did. I love him. He's oof, right up there. I would say Elton John. I would say Eartha Kitt has been someone that I've really admired and really liked for so long. I think Tony Bennett was another one. Amy Winehouse was another one that I'm obsessed with. I think she's incredible. I'm gonna put someone modern on the list. Modern on the list.
Yeah.
I definitely think, you know, Sabrina Carpenter. I love what she's doing. I think she's really doing something really special and she's doing something really unique. And I'm kind of really excited to see what's up. I do. I want to see what's up and see what new comes out, you know?
Hey, I love her music. I really do.
Everybody does in their own way. Even if
Not
you don't like the
Larry.
stuff that she put out right now, you could love her old stuff, and that didn't get the credit that it deserves.
Ask Larry if he know who Sabrina is. He don't know none of
Nope.
that.
Hey, listen, she's gonna take over the world. I'm obsessed with her. I think she's awesome. But like even Latin artists too, I'm gonna put a sixth on the list. Carol G. I think she's incredible. She's so sick. You know, I'm obsessed with Latin artists and they don't get recognized enough. Mark Anthony, Nate Peluso, you know, Victor Manuel, they don't get recognized enough. So they're in their own category of legendary, like wow, like that's insane, like you're able to do that and put that on stage, like that's so sick to me. It's so incredible.
Respect,
So
respect.
you just not said your top five. Who would be your dream collab?
Oh my god. Okay, I would definitely say Elton John for sure is a dream collab, just because I've been listening to him since I was 6 years old, and I think that would really, like, that would be like a, oh my god, like this is a dream, like that would heal my inner me, my inner child for sure. That would be like making my inner me so happy. But I think that aside, Elton John is definitely one. I'm gonna put another one just because. A dream collab would be Tyla. I think she's so cool. I think
Okay.
her energy is so infectious and so different. And I think that she and I together would bring something really new to the table, because I think she has this spark of energy that's just like, ooh. And I definitely have that, like, you know, definitely got that energy too, but it's just a different energy, like a yin and a yang kind of moment. I think that could be really cool. So, Tyler, if you're listening,
I'm gonna make sure that happen. Make me sweat. Make me hot.
make me water,
Say,
make
oh,
me lose my breath, make me water.
All right
Like,
now.
obsessed.
Hey, we getting a live show, man. We getting a live show on Chilling and Vibe podcast.
come on now. That's the first time. that was up. That was up. All right, Miss Rielle. So this is where Mr. GPO get a little deep, deep questions. You know, see how you doing spiritually, mentally, and physically. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right now. All right. So, what's a part of your story do you feel the world hasn't heard yet?
I think the part of my story that the world hasn't heard yet is definitely my struggles in school, in terms of socially, just making friends and being that social butterfly. I think that took time. I was a really shy kid. Um, I was really introverted, and just didn't really know how to connect with people aside from music. And music was my outlet to be able to connect with people. And so the fact that music has become my job and that I've been able to connect with so many different people has really healed me in a lot of ways and has made me feel like, you know, just this openness that I didn't have previous to this. And so the fact that I've been able to do what I love to do, and not to say that I still don't get shy sometimes, because sometimes I do, but
Right.
being able to come and meet wonderful individuals like yourself, it's so incredible. And so to all you shy folks out there, because I know that y'all exist, it's okay. Do you take your time, do it at your pace, but just know that there's so much to be seen and there's so much of you to be experienced. And so don't diminish yourself or make yourself feel small for anybody. yo, you just go out and be your biggest and best self, and the right people are going to gravitate to your energy.
Okay. What's a silent battle you won that nobody ever clapped for?
A silent battle that nobody ever clapped for. I would probably say, you know, I would say probably watching a lot of my friends pass away. That I would say was a silent battle of grieving and being able to grieve and being able to, watch your friends go through really difficult battles with, substance abuse and with, you know, sometimes losing their battles and sometimes winning their battles and being able to really be a part of that and really be there for that. And so it wasn't necessarily my battle, per se, as I've never struggled with drugs and alcohol, but you know drugs and alcohol don't only just affect the person that's going through substance abuse. It affects their entire circle. You know what I'm saying? It affects the people who love them just as much as it affects them. So I think that would probably be the silent battle for sure.
We're sorry to hear that. We all go through
Listen, it's a
some
part.
things.
Exactly. Exactly. It's not, this is not my story is not unique. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? My story with dealing with those types of, battles is not unique. It's something that unfortunately within the United States we have an epidemic when it comes to fentanyl, when it comes to, you know, crunk, when it comes to crack, when it comes to a lot of different substances. We unfortunately are living in an epidemic for opioids. And so, checking in on your friends, that's like so important to just be like, hey, are you okay? Hey, are you doing good? And not coming from a place of judgment, but coming from a place of compassion and love. And I think that's something that the world really needs to take away from and be like, yo, this is real. This is,
I said, yeah, I just had to make sure he's
like I
good.
said, I'm so sorry to hear about, your loved one. But like I said, at the end of the day, you being there and you being supportive, but also taking care of yourself. Make sure that you take care of yourself because that's a heavy load for anybody to
Oh
be
yeah,
faced with.
100%.
So the fact that you're taking it with such grace and such humility, that's your strength. And you're super strong for that.
Yeah, I mean, life is too short. That's why I always put a smile on my face. Larry, no, I'm always laughing. Ain't that right, Larry? I ain't never have a bad day. If I do have a bad day, nobody see it.
Listen, and even if you do have a bad day and, letting your loved ones know, that's cool because that allows them to be present and be there for you. Because at the end of the day, what are we if we're not taking care of one another?
Right. Yeah, so it's all good.
It's okay not to be okay. Because a lot of people be like, oh man, I'm afraid to say I'm not okay because people would judge me. It's okay not to be okay because, hey, everybody go through things. Everybody.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And the fact that you're spreading that message is so vital and so crucial to our community just because, you know, to say that the stigma behind not being okay has gotten tremendously better and we've made so much progress. There's still in certain communities and certain dysporas, the fact that not being able to vocalize, hey, I'm not okay, or hey, I feel some type of way, or hey, I'm not doing so hot right now is seen as a sign of weakness when it should actually be portrayed as a sign of strength.
All right. And I just learned that I'm 26. I learned that 2 years ago. It's okay to not be okay. Because
You got that right, sir.
growing up, it was you can't show no emotions. You can't do none of that. Man, look,
Mm-hmm.
don't you know if you keep everything in, you're gonna be a crash out dummy. Trust me, I've been there. It's
Yep.
not worth it, y'all. Don't do it. Cause you're gonna do
Yep.
something that you're gonna regret.
Yep. Yep. That type of those negative emotions manifest and fester physically. You know what I'm saying? They have physical repercussions. If aside from the mental repercussions, it has emotional and physical repercussions. So being careful, you know, about being that way, you just have to be as open as you can. Because at the end of the day, like you so eloquently put, life is so short. It's over in the blink of an eye. Like it's so insane, it's so crazy. And at the end of the day, I'm so grateful for what life has brought me and where life continues to take me. And that I have, a family that loves me and supports me and and that, I'm able to meet beautiful souls like yourselves. So I'm definitely very grateful for sure.
Thank you. I've been called beautiful all my life. Oh
Oh.
man. All right. What does healing look like for you when no one's watching?
What does healing look like for me when no one's watching? I think being unapologetically myself is healing. I think that's such a healing, experience, just to be silly and to be funny and to just smile and crack jokes, but like you said, also to be authentically present when you're not feeling so happy and you're not feeling so hot, and to be able to take that in stride as well, because all of those feelings are completely natural. So I think healing when nobody's looking is me recognizing the progress that I've made as a human being on this planet, but also being able to recognize, hey, you know what? I still have work to do, and that's okay, because look at how far I've come.
Respect.
Your music has been praised for bridging cultures. How can you elaborate on what that means to you?
I think it means so much to me because as a mixed person, as a person who felt like they didn't belong, like I'm Puerto Rican and Italian, and I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. So, I was too Spanish to hang out with the white girls, but I wasn't Latin enough to hang out with the Latin girls. I was too white. So I didn't feel like I fit in or I belonged anywhere. And so the fact that I'm now being able to take my experiences through music and sonically, not even through the words as much, because if you look at like Sail Away, for instance, right? Sail Away is a very like island pop song with very like the music and the lyrics are simple, but they convey such an impactful message. And so the fact that people across so many cultures are relating to this message and are relating to this song, it basically means that we're all kind of unified in a way. And that's something that is so special.
Yeah. The
That
Bronx
was
Puerto Rican Parade, you performed there. What was
I
that
did.
what was that experience like?
It was awesome. It was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. Little backstory on that: my 90-year-old grandmother happened to be there. And so she had been taking me to the Puerto Rican Day Parade since I was a little girl. So the fact that at 90, my grandmother was able to see me perform on the same stages that she took me to as a child. And I used to tell her, when I want to go perform on that stage, I want to do that. I want to do what they're doing. And she never, she always encouraged me. She never said no. She was like, you could do whatever you want. Just go out and do it. And so the fact that I was able to share that moment with her and be able to show her, look what I did it, and really have her understand what this means was so special. And it was definitely the highlight of that. But also just to be able to represent my Puerto Rican pride among other Puerto Ricans who felt the exact same way. And it was just a beautiful moment of joy, just pure, unadulterated joy.
Can you tell me a moment from that day that would stick with you forever?
I think watching my grandmother from the audience, and so I'm on stage and I can see her. She's like in the more towards the back, and I can see her, and she's just looking at me with this pride, not only just pride, but just joy. And to see the look on her face and like having her wave to me, like as if I can't see her. And I'm like, I can, like, I'm seeing you right in front of me. And so just to have that moment of us connecting while I was on stage is something that I'm never going to forget in my entire lifetime. It's definitely a core memory that'll stick forever. Wow.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. That's what's
that
up.
was
Mhm.
Linking up with Busta, what it is right now.
oh ho oh you linking with Buster?
I did. Yeah. It was in February.
Wow, what are you doing,
I
big
did.
girl?
Wow.
Got you all in check.
So Busta Rhymes was so fun. He was really incredible. He was so cool. He was such a gem. And the way that you think Busta is, like when you see him online or through music videos or through interviews, he's that exact same way in real life. He really is. He sounds the exact same. His mannerisms are the exact same. He's genuinely one of the coolest people, and dropped a lot of words of wisdom. And so I'm genuinely grateful that he took the time to speak to me, that we were able to connect, and that we were really able to have that.
That's dope.
That was up. That what's up. So, how do you want people to feel after they listen to one of your songs?
I think that's completely up to them. I think my music is, completely up to the listener's interpretation. I know the way that I felt when I wrote it, but sometimes the way that I wrote it, it may not impact every listener the same way. And that's totally fine. Music is supposed to be your own individual interpretation of your own story and how that influences the music that you listen to. I think for me, I would love for people to feel less alone. I would love people to feel joy. I would love people to feel like we're in this together, whether that's in sadness or in anger or, in joy, that we're all in this together, that you're not alone on whatever journey you're on.
That what's up. Respect, respect.
That's what's up. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. You linked up with Mims.
Oh,
You linked up with
Lord have
I did
Mims.
link up
mercy.
with Mims.
How was that collab?
Mims was so cool. Mims was awesome. He was such a sweet human being. He was so cool. We met at a festival that we were both performing at. And we kind of met up, and my team and I were there, and his team and him were there, and it was just so cool. And he recognized sort of what I'm doing, and that, he was like, listen, I see you, I love what you're doing, keep pushing. The people that are behind you are there for you, they love you, stick with it, you will make it. And that's basically what we've been doing ever since.
That's what's up.
That is what's up.
It's definitely been crazy. It's definitely been a journey for sure.
Man, Buster. When I step into the place and I come correct, hoo-ha, I got you all in check. See my people from South Bronx, man. So I listen to nothing but New York music sometimes, but I'm all over the world, for real, for real. Shout out to BX, shout out
Listen, I
Boogie
hope to be one
Down.
of those New York artists that are now on your list of people to listen to.
Yeah, why not?
I'm just saying. I
Why
was just
not?
emphasizing. That was all.
No, you ain't
I
just a
was
New
just
York. You just
emphasizing.
you gonna be like my top five like artists of all time. Cause your spirit,
That's what we like to hear.
cause your spirit, my
Well,
damn.
thank you.
Don't- Me, God damn, me lady, you just your spirit, man. It's so beautiful and gorgeous, man. It's just like I just like the way you talk about everybody and how you present yourself. It's just like okay, it's really not about the music right now. It's about how she acts with everybody.
Thank you.
Wifey
I think it's just
material.
because I love what I get to do every day. I think I'm in such a precarious, like in a wonderful position. And so the fact that I'm in such a position and that I'm able to do what I love to do and meet cool people and just really be myself. I think artists sometimes feel like they have to be something in order to appeal to the masses. And in a lot of ways, yeah, sometimes you do have to make market compromises, and that's fine. But if those compromise your core of who you are inside, that's when things go left. And so my team have always just loved me for exactly who I am, in the sense that I'm quirky and fun and, positive and bubbly, and they've never tried to mitigate that. They've always just tried to, be exactly who I am. They're like, okay, let's do it. Let's lean into it. Just be yourself, because that's what's going to get you far, and that's what's going to be your niche, is just being you. And so the fact that I get to do that is so crazy. It's so awesome. I couldn't ask for more. So why am I not going to share that positivity with other people?
That's
Oh,
what's up.
mamas.
I gotta ask this
Okay.
question. How does it feel being part of a record label?
I think it's one of the greatest honors of my life. So in terms of the fact that first of all, let's just go back to the beginning. Natural Bridge Records was originally, very deep in the dance hall community. And he's a veteran, Mark Pinnock, he's a veteran of dance hall for 35 plus years being in the industry. And so the fact that he found me so organically, and I'm the first woman to ever be signed to Natural Bridge Records, is an absolute honor, because at the end of the day, he's not only seeing me for who I am as an artist, but how I'm able to trailblaze and do something different. And so the fact that he's leaning into that difference and saying, yeah, let's do something different. Let's do something that hasn't been done before. And that's a risk. We're really leaning into artist development, which is something that within record labels no longer exists. It no longer, you have to be a complete package already for these major labels. And so the fact that a lyric record label like, Natural Bridge Records wants to take the time to not only develop me as an artist, but to be there for me and to be so present in my development as a human is something that I couldn't ask for more. You know what I'm saying? When you feel genuinely safe within your workplace, that's something that money cannot.
That's true.
There you have it. The queen has spoken.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Larry.
When was that moment for you that you felt like you made it? That it moment.
I think that that's still coming. I think, we have so many we've made it moments, that we've been able to successfully sort of convey what we're trying to do. I think, one of the big I made it moments was having a billboard in Times Square. That was a big one. Meeting Busta Rhymes was a big one. Performing in my first big festival was one. My song on the radio, like hearing a song of mine on the radio for the first time was a huge one. So I've had so many moments, and there's only going to be bigger and better and more beautiful moments up ahead, whether they're big or they're small. Oh my goodness, what happened to Larry?
Reconnecting, that's what it said.
Oh, okay.
But keep talking, I got you.
But back to the things, you can edit this.
Yeah, we still
You
getting
can edit
this.
this later.
Right.
Those moments are only going to get bigger and better. Even if there's small
You
moments, big moments, medium moments, it doesn't matter. Those moments come up and they make a kaleidoscope of what your life has been. And that's something that's so special.
That was up. I appreciate that. So where people can follow
Of
you at?
course, yeah. People can follow me on all social media platforms at It's Rielle Music. That's ITSRIELLEMUSIC. One more time for the people in the back, and I'm gonna slow it down so that way you can do it while you're listening. That's ITSRIELLEMUSIC, and that's on all streaming platforms. That's on all social media platforms. That's everywhere.
All right. Do you have anything coming up? You got any tours? You got any EPs? Or what we got? What's next? What's next for Rielle?
We have so many projects coming. I can't talk about them quite yet just because we're getting them all ready so you guys can hear, but we have so many different singles and projects coming up. We have a song that I'm super excited about that was, that has something to do with JoJo. If you look on my page, maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't. I don't know. Why don't you go over there and check it out? But we
Come
have
on now.
something like that coming up. We have some more beautiful projects from Chris Birch coming. Chris Birch is absolutely so excited for all the things we have planned. Mark Pinnock of Natural Bridge Records is even more excited for all the things we have planned. So you guys just have to stay tuned and see what comes, because every day is different in Rielle land.
Don't forget. Don't forget now. Don't forget. We got a collaboration. We got music coming out. We got Rielle featuring Lil Larry and Mr. GVO. Song called Chillin' and Vibing.
Listen, it's for chilling and vibing. And that
Yes,
too, don't forget, this podcast is going to come out. It's going to be incredible.
we appreciate that. We
Super
appreciate
excited.
that. Yes, ma'am.
Of course.
But Rielle, we appreciate you for coming to chill and vibe. But before we go, let everybody know what we doing.
We chilling and vibing on the
So
Chillin'
yeah,
Vibes podcast.
Shout out to BX.
appreciate you.
You feel me? Book it down, Bronx.
Listen, we all